there. So, let's talk today a little bit about extreme dieting. It refers to very low calorie intake or eliminating, entire food groups in an attempt, anyway, to lose weight quickly, too. Examples include things like fad diets, cleanses. While the desire to lose weight is understandable, extreme dieting is unhealthy and can have serious consequences. National today information is that nutritional deficits, extreme dieting, that drastically restrict calories or cut out major food groups, make it very difficult to meet your body's needs for essential nutrients, anyway, like protein, vitamins, minerals. This can lead to issues like fatigue and hair loss, gallstones, anemia, and other deficiencies, that impact health. Metabolism slowdown, when you severely restrict calories from your body into starvation mode, basically, to overcome and to conserve even energy. This slows your metabolism down, actually. Um, Makes it harder even to lose weight and much easier to regain any weight lost, once resuming, your normal eating patterns. Mental health impacts are huge on extreme dieting, though, too. It takes an emotional toll. Food restriction, can increase stress, anxiety, depression, and disordered eating patterns. This, of course, supersizes if you're taking supplements that are unhealthy or in an unhealthy way. I remember years ago, I think it was in between pregnancies of CJ and Isaiah, I was determined to lose the extra weight. So I was trying to do it by various like weight loss pills. There's one particular, my job alone back then was quite physically demanding too. The powerful advertising ingredient back then was ephedra. I think at first it felt like it gave me a burst of energy, maybe similar to like how I felt with caffeine, like a push, right? And so I was able to push myself more. And because of it, it helped me do better initially. But, I guess I began to take more because it was doing well. Because anyway, it began to turn me in the worst way. It turned on me. I didn't even know at first that it was the diet pill that was doing it. The increase of anxiety and heart palpitations, could be concerning. But what scared the shit out of me was the involuntary movement of the eyes. These episodes began to at work even. I honestly don't know how I drove myself home a few times, but I was both terrified and humiliated that my eyes would roll back and I couldn't look forward. I couldn't move them any other way than the way they were stuck. It's very hard for me to explain the specific details, but I had to be seen after several episodes. But since I couldn't articulate to the hospital and even a psychiatrist, exactly what was happening as well, it left out, what I might have been taking too. I didn't obviously include initially. It kept them puzzled at first too. Then they were even drug testing me and even wanted to admit me and did. I will never forget how scared I was. But not long after I was admitted, they came back to me, giving me an injection, and miraculously, the symptoms stopped. I was able to see, and I was told what I was experiencing was something called tardive dyskinesia. And what they prescribed me then was Cogentin, which is a drug that treats symptoms that affect your movement caused by Parkinson's disease or other conditions. They said medications do that too. There I was, sitting overwhelmed anyway with my situation and trying to make sense of it. But then I look up and on one of the TVs in the hospital, and there was a breaking news story. They were reporting that Stephen Scott, the pro ball player, pitcher of the Baltimore Orioles, was found dead, and it was related to ephedra, his consumption diets they found in his locker. The 23-year-old collapsed during a spring training running exercise and died shortly after. And of course, they did a toxicology report, and I remember the medical examiner had said he found like sufficient or significant, I'm sorry, amounts of ephedrine in his blood, consistent with taking three exandrine, those weight loss pills. It was that broadcast that woke me up, though. To stop taking that diet pill is my point. I am thankful that I was still alive to choose better, and I haven't had any of those symptoms since. However, it took another 177 deaths leading up to the pro ball player dying, and it makes headlines. And after years of fighting manufacturers over the risks, the FDA announced that it was banned. They're banning the sale of amphetamine like herbs, like ephedra. The mental fixation on rigid diet rules is unhealthy too, and it can even damage your relationship with food, especially if you attribute a psychological element to it. While tardive dyskinesia is a movement disorder characterized by involuntary or repetitive, body movements, body dysmorphia refers to distorted perception of one's physical appearance. It is a type of body image disorder where individuals become preoccupied, with perceived flaws, or excuse me, their flaws or defects in their appearance that are either minor or not observable to others. Karen Carpenter, I'm sure you guys remember, beautiful life and career was brought to an abrupt end in 1983 when she died from heart failure brought on by um, complications of her anorexia. Her death triggered widespread coverage, though, and research into eating disorders. There are several celebrities that have come out, since admitting to their having eating disorders as well. Demi Lovato, I know, the singer and actress, has been open about her struggles with bulimia and binge eating. Lady Gaga revealed that she had suffered from bulimia. And then Kesha, the woman who spoke out about, she's a singer, having both anorexia and bulimia histories. So, bulimia most often affects actually females and starts during the teen years, but it can also affect males. People with bulimia are more likely to come from families with a history of eating disorders, physical illnesses, and other mental health problems. Bulimia in itself is an eating disorder in which a person has regular episodes of eating very large amounts of food. That's the binging. And then during which the person feels a loss of control. However, after overeating, the person then uses different ways, such as vomiting or laxative, that's the purging, to then prevent weight gain. Um, Another characteristic is another abnormal and constant craving for food. It's a battle, to stay healthy in itself. If you are stuck um, in a panic, about dieting or weight loss, but also, if you're just working a lot and really stressed about, many things, and don't make for yourself or someone else make for you home cooked meals to help you, balance out with good food and love, you risk dehydration and electrolyte imbalances, from very low food or fluid intake. For women, you begin to potentially have fertility issues and even menstruation irregularities. and for anyone, increased risk of binge eating cycles, due to excessive restriction. Extreme dieting is simply unsustainable, and it does more harm actually than good in the long run. For lasting weight loss, focus on balanced nutrition and moderate calorie reduction through healthy lifestyle changes. Be wary of the food diets and cleanses that would be considered, extreme dieting, like juice cleanses and detox diets that allow only liquids for extended periods, or very low calorie diets, below 800 to 1,000 calories per day. Diets that eliminate, entire food groups. They even have ones that say only one of certain colors. Or the ones, eliminate carbs and fats, like the keto or the Atkins. Diets with strict rules, like only allowing certain things, it's an extreme diet and they're unsustainable. Basically, my point is, it's lack of proper nutrition and can have serious side effects like those I outlined earlier. It's important to be wary of any diet promising, rapid or extreme weight loss through unhealthy restriction. The key is making lifestyle changes you can stick with, long term, rather than looking for a quick fix, right? Okay, that's all for today. Hope this helps. Thanks, guys. Bye.